Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm John Gray, and we're just plain living right here.
I'm so glad you're back.
Back? Where have I been?
I didn't expect you back today.
Didn't expect me back. Shoot, you ain't gonna get rid of me quick. I'm
so
like the
proud of you.
poison ivy. You know, you think it's gone, and there's one last bubble, and you have to hit it,
Right,
and
you
it
gotta
just
deal
runs
with
down
it.
your leg, and there you go. It starts all over again.
Well, you look great.
Thank you.
I'm glad. I'm Peggy Burton. I'm barely living.
Oh, you are living strong and tough. Hey, I heard that you had, I knew you had your auditions for the country show this weekend.
Auditions for country went Sunday and last night, and some people sent in videos, and we had a lot of wonderful people.
Good. So this is the 45th, 46th?
I think so. I'm sort of past counting, but I believe so.
Yeah.
I think it's.
Yeah,
I think it's 45.
45
so.
years. South Jackson Goes Country, brainchild of Miss Peggy Burton.
And we have one of our auditionees on today. Jim Sartain's going to entertain
Jim
us.
Sartain, if you folks hadn't seen him around playing, he plays a lot of writers' nights. He and Randy Fincham are buddies, and different ones that have gotten together. And you know, a lot of them met at South Jackson.
That's true. When I started, I suggested we have a songwriting workshop.
Right.
I'm big on originality. I think comes from the heart, and I'm
Sure.
thrilled that Jim was able to come today.
Well, he's a good guy, and he's a very extremely talented individual and a consummate gentleman.
Yes, he is.
Sure is.
And I believe we have some superstars from the
Archery
clubs
Archery
today.
club here today, national champion
and I just
youth
wanna
archery
Congratulate
people,
them.
young people. We're going to have them on. I want to remind you that Thursday night at Daddy Billy's at 6 o'clock is trivia for the Purple Olympics.
Oh, good.
Trivia night at Daddy Billy's. $10 a person to play. There'll be cash prizes. There'll be a special priced food available for you, and all the proceeds goes to Alzheimer's Tennessee to help make Alzheimer's a memory.
I hope that can happen in my
Oh
lifetime.
yeah, me too, because you and I'll probably end up needing it.
I know.
Need that magic pill.
It's
Hey, speaking about magic
sad
pills,
thing. What have you got? Did you write that while you were gone?
well, it's hard to, people ask me, say, well, you've been had some surgery. Did you write anything? Well, it's kind of hard when they get that medicine they give you. You really don't know who you are.
You're not sure what you're going to write down.
No, and if you write it down, you might never be able to read it, or you certainly won't be able to quote it to anybody.
You might be run out of town when you get home.
Yeah, but this is something along those lines that back years ago we had a group around here called the Not Yet Dead Poets Society.
I know, I love that.
And we do a little, every week there'd be some kind of a little project that we'd do. And so one week, one of them said, okay, I'll tell you what, let's do this week. You turn to the person to your left and give them 3 words about something to write about, and then let's see what they come up with.
What a good idea.
And so the girl next to me had just broken up with her boyfriend or husband or something like that, and she was just eat up with pain. And she turned around and she said, pain creates my vision. And I thought,
Pain
well,
creates my
you
vision.
sick. You gotta have something better than that. And then I got to thinking about it, so this I wrote on it, and it's a good thing. And I'm going to expand on this, but pain is a very, very, very powerful thing. And the most powerful emotion that the human being has is fear. Fear even trumps, hope, faith, and love. The strongest of them is love, but fear will push a love aside if love's not strong enough.
Well, you're probably
People
right.
are afraid. When they're afraid, that is the most powerful sensation. But fear in itself has no teeth. Fear can't hurt you.
Oh, no.
It's what fear brings.
It's what fear brings into you.
And it brings to you pain. You're afraid of the pain that's going to happen to you when something fear brings into your mind actually happens will be painful.
And I believe strongly in facing your fear.
Oh yeah, me too.
I think you have to get up and plow right through it.
So right here I wrote this. If I let pain create my vision, at times I'll be almost blind. Days and nights filled with the fight overtake my mind. If once again I could wake up and pain was left behind, don't know if I could stand it when I woke up the next time in pain.
That's excellent.
You know, we
That
don't
really is.
realize, well, what it is we don't realize how much pain that our mind, that we are in, have every day, that our mind just sort of hides from us, because that's what it does.
Yes.
You know, you got that little ache that you thought, well, I wonder where that little ache is. Well, the mind's told your muscles, now if you hold his back or his shoulder this way just that much more, that pain won't be there anymore. So if you wake up one day pain-free, completely pain-free, and you woke up the next day, not with surgical pain or broken pain, just normal human pain, you'd want to blow your brains out.
You think so?
You couldn't stand it. So pain is a very, very strong thing, and fear is probably the strongest emotion there is. And the fear of anything, if you just like you said, don't let fear control you.
You can't. If
Not your decisions,
you're
not
lost.
anything.
I believe in that strongly. I know I've told this
Walk on.
before, but my son, in his early days of training for the Army, had to jump out with a parachute, and he was on the plane with about 30 young men.
Yeah.
And when they said, who wants to go first, his hand was up. He said, Mom, if I hadn't gone first, I would have died of the pain.
They'd had to push me out if they were waiting on me to go last.
But that's true. I mean, just get through it. You just have to.
And that's what, that's what true leaders do. And I was watching some TV this weekend, and I love Lord of the Rings. I love Tolkien. Tolkien's one of my favorite writers, brilliant. And every time they had a charge, the king was the first one in line.
Right.
And that's why he was king.
And that's why he was king and a leader. That's true. That's what
And
they
a
do.
leader. And your son said one thing to me one time that I never have forgotten, and probably because he told me not to, and I'm afraid of him. If there's one thing to be afraid of, don't get on the other side of Bart Burton, folks. I guarantee you that. It ain't pretty. So he said, never forget the command forward. The past is in the past. You cannot fix it. You have no idea what tomorrow's going to bring. But the only thing you can do is get there, and the only way you can get there is go forward.
Go forward. That's right.
I
Move
appreciate
into it.
him giving me that little lecture one time. When I was in my mind, I was wondering, what do you do about this? Whining about something. Leaders don't whine. They go.
You're right.
And do.
They do, and they have
if
to.
you make a mistake, okay.
Everybody makes mistakes.
I'm halfway there is better doing nothing at all.
It's like you're traveling down the road, and you're two in the car, and one wants to go the right road, and one wants to go the left. Who knows what it's going to bring? But you have to take one road. You just have to make up your mind and stick to it.
Go
for
to
a
it,
while.
go on.
Oh, I got to mention that tonight is International Folk Festival at South Jackson Performing Arts Center. We have countries that are dancing, singing, and doing music from Great Britain, Czech Republic, and Mexico. And I've spent my morning, but I still can't do it, trying to welcome them in their language. And I haven't got it yet.
Well, good for you.
Maybe I'll have it by tonight. But,
Look there.
And also the United States. I forgot to mention that. But
Yeah, I was there. Now, they were here last year or 2 years ago.
It wasn't the same people, of course. These are all new people, but they came last year for the first time in 2 or 3 years because of COVID. They started back last year.
Well,
and
I know at one time they were at the Bell Buckle Banquet Hall.
they'll be there, I think, sometimes this week also.
Good, good.
Most people that have ever had them want them back.
Oh yeah, outstanding.
And it's a great
outstanding person.
opportunity to welcome people from other nations into our country and help establish peace. I mean, you know, interaction with music can be one of the finest.
Well, I hope they have a little time around here to drink a little of the little whiskey while they're here, because they're right in the middle of whiskey world. And Jack Daniels, George Dickel, Nearest Green, a lot of these Pritchards, a lot of these Whiskey Trail. Tennessee's done a wonderful job of advertising that Whiskey Trail, and you can follow that from one side of the state all the way to the other, to the different breweries and distilleries, and it's just outstanding what the travel folks
I'm not
have
sure
done.
what all they get to do, but I think they are performing probably at Nearest Distillery.
Yeah, that's good.
Probably. I'm not absolutely sure
Taste
of that.
a little
but,
product while you're there, and tell your friends in the other world they need to order some Southern American whiskey. It'll make us all happy.
Just because you've been worked on by an operation, you can't decide what everybody needs, John.
No, everybody needs a good shot of whiskey every now and then.
It's possible. You know, there was a day when that was the medication of the week.
Oh, it's a medication. It's what kept everybody alive.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm getting ready to pull this arrow out of you. I'm going to put, first, before I put the bullet in your mouth to chew on, here's you about 5 shots of whiskey. We're going to cut you open.
Oh, cool.
Whiskey had to be had.
Or biting on a piece of wood.
Biting on a piece of wood.
Anyway, tonight it's at 7 o'clock. Children are up to age 16 only pay $5, and adults are paying $10. So you can't beat a deal like that. They are hosted really by Murfreesboro's Folk Festival.
Okay.
Because they got in early on bringing them into the United States.
Good.
It's not an easy task.
And the gentleman who is the MC with them is worth going to see just to watch him. Being a person myself who has done some MC work and host work on, of course, television and stage, it is wonderful to watch someone who has great command of how someone in that role should react to what goes on stage. He is brilliant.
Well, he's been there a long time. I've known him since I traveled with them.
Yeah.
To Europe, and it was one of the finest experiences of my life, even though I had been lots of places in Europe and other countries. But being with musicians and it was just a nice experience. So I hope you'll come out tonight, 7 o'clock.
All right, we're going to take a
Jackson.
short commercial break, and we'll be back, and we're going to have all kinds of fun. See ya.
I want to invite y'all to come by Clayton's, downtown Tullahoma. We try to serve the community, the area, and we try to help people with their feet and comfortable shoes. We still measure feet. We have a great new arch mat. We have insoles. Please come see us at Clayton's and let me help you find some comfortable shoes for those achy feet.
We're gonna fit your style. We're gonna make you smile. Service and quality at Clayton's Shoe Store. We're gonna fit your style.
My husband was diagnosed with a spinal infection. He lost his ability to swallow and the movement of his legs.
I couldn't turn over in bed, I couldn't walk, I couldn't eat.
They were just wonderful in the treatment and care they gave my husband.
I regained my mobility where I was able to go home.
It is miraculous.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
STEM is everywhere, like here, behind the scenes of The Walking Dead.
When we break down clothes, we tumble it with trisodium phosphate, rock salt, and dish detergent.
We stitched together images of our model and created a 3D set that can be walked through in a VR headset.
We're able to turn 12 walkers into 1,000 walker boards.
STEM can create new worlds on and off the screen. What will you make with STEM? Get inspired at shecanstem.com.
Hi, I'm Terry Stroop with Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration, your #1 hometown HVAC company. We offer dependable and reliable service on all your HVAC equipment. We also offer high-efficiency trained cooling units. Call us for your cooling needs. Your comfort is what we do.
It's summer, call Stroop.
Saul, how's my water quality expert? Litter is taking a holiday and going with the flow? Is that what you're saying? Oh, litter on our roadways is flowing into our waterways. Gotcha. And that's bad. Right, terrible. Please stop. Oh, okay, yeah. Go to NobodyTrashesTennessee.com to learn more. So, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning. Thank you, John. For a person that don't need an introduction, you do real well. And camera ladies, good morning to y'all. Bless your heart. You're the one that makes it happen and puts it on the screen for everybody to enjoy. It's a lovely day. And you know, that last segment was real good about the Stamp Center. I'd like to add one or two little things about the Stamp Center. And that is that I remember when Coach S.M. Stamps and C.D. Stamps came to Tullahoma from Nebraska. And S.M. was the coach, football coach, and they had a great bunch of players, and their games were good, and they were funny, and Coach S.M. Stamps would at halftime, would get all his team down on one end of the field to give them a little pep talk, but he wouldn't start his pep talk until he had an audience, so half the people in the stands would go down to hear him give the Davidson Academy players a pep talk and tell them about, I know one time that the Davidson Academy was about 50 points ahead of Shelbyville at the half, and Coach Stamp said, I always go to Nashville by Shelbyville, but if y'all don't get out there and play harder, I'm going to have to start going to Nashville by Manchester. He said I'd be so embarrassed. They were great people, and C.D. Stamps was part of a quartet that sang around, and they were really, really great people, and we appreciate their efforts in years past. And a lot of our friends from the Davidson Academy have been lifelong friends and customers and a real wonderful part of this community. So I would encourage everyone that can to go down for the opening of the new C.D. Stamps Center. And Miss Della Stamps, Miss C.D.'s wife, was head of their chorus group and put out such wonderful music. So again, let's support them this week. Kind of now jumping from one thing to another, I thought I would share a little history about Tennessee and a little bit about Tullahoma. Tennessee came into the Union, I believe it's the 16th state in 1796, and Tennessee is divided into 3 grand divisions: the Eastern Division, the Middle Division, and the Western Division. The Eastern Division is known mainly for its great, beautiful mountains, the Great Smoky Mountains National Park that brings more visitors than any other national park in the country. The chief cities in the Eastern Division, of course, are Knoxville, where the University of Tennessee is based, and Chattanooga, Tennessee. And coming on down into the plateau is the Middle Tennessee Division, which, of course, Nashville being the capital, and second only to Nashville is the great city of Tullahoma. And the Western Division is west of the Tennessee River on down to Memphis. Memphis and Jackson being the two main cities in that part of the state. And cotton in West Tennessee, and wood in Middle Tennessee, and great coal from East Tennessee. And you know, we have a flag here we'd like to share with you, the Tennessee state flag. And the stars in the center of the flag denote the 3 grand divisions. I didn't know this thing was this big. It's not this big when it's folded up, is it? And when you ever see a state flag flying from a pole, the single star is supposed to be at the lower part of the flagpole. The 2 stars should be up above them, signifying the 3 grand divisions of Tennessee. Now, Tennessee's wildflower is, what is the wildflower? Somebody help me. You want to be a millionaire? No, the official Tennessee flower is the purple iris. At this time of year, they bloom, and they're golden iris and white iris and pale iris, but the main one is the purple iris, and I think maybe the women of the state selected it to be the main thing. And would you believe that the bug, you know what the official bug is? The ladybug, of course, the little orange bug with the little black dots on it, you know, and they're real friendly, and they don't bite or anything, but they're cute little bugs. And every state's got, and you know what the official animal of Tennessee is. You think maybe it'd be the bear, the deer, or John Gray, or whatever, you know, but the official animal of the state is the raccoon. And I do not know how it got started, but you remember the late Senator Kefauver, his campaign attire was a coon skin cap. And you know there was a drive in the last year or two when they were trying to find a proper name for the official state football team that are now the Titans. There was an effort to make them name for the official state animal, the raccoons, but they were afraid that maybe when some player was running down the field toward the goal line, why some of the fans might not remember what the raccoon's name was, so they decided not to use that one. But again, let's talk about Middle Tennessee for a minute. Beautiful Middle Tennessee with fishing and lakes and manufacturing and education and all that wonderful thing. And one statistic I think is kind of unique, and that is about Tullahoma, that Tullahoma is the only city or town in the world by that name. And some people say it's called Tullahoma because of the land of the golden flower, or the land of the red dirt. But I prefer the story about the Indian chief who had a little daughter, a princess, that would run down to Big Spring to water her father's horse, and there happened to be an Indian brave that would come down there sometimes about the same time, and the chief forbade his daughter to see the Indian brave, but one day, just by coincidence, they both brought their horses down to Big Spring to water them, and the chief saw his daughter down there talking to the Indian brave, and her name was Tulla, and he said, "Tulla, you go home right now." And I like that story better than any of them. And you know, Tullahoma, by the way, is a railroad town. It was chartered in 1851, and it's where the depot was, and the fashion depot uptown, and the 100 block of Atlantic is the highest point elevation-wise between Chicago and Florida. And maybe sometime a passenger train will come back, we can all take a ride. And that's not the end of the story, because there's a whole lot more to come. Thank you for watching and listening, and have a good day, everybody.
would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know, sports are very important in our world, in our country, in this state particularly, and in this city. We have had statewide football champions. Our baseball team just won another statewide baseball championship. But some of the other sports go a little bit unnoticed because they're a little bit different. And we have a group of folks on today who are members of an archery team from Tullahoma. And here they are, and they have, we're sitting in here with national folks, statewide and national champions from the Tullahoma, Tennessee area. And a lot of this is because of Tracy Taylor here from Taylor's Archery, Josh Harris and his dream. I can remember when Josh was a kid going out and setting stuff up and shooting. And he's the coach of this team. Tracy, tell us a little bit about the team and how it was founded, and who we represent, and how these kids have grown so.
Oh, it's the name of the team is Taylor's Archery Scholastic 3D Archery Team. It's a national organization, and we're just a small cog in that wheel.
Right.
But Josh Harris is the coach. He's been doing it for several years. Great coach. We've got, I think, our indoor team this year, we had about 48 kids to start with.
Wow.
This is just a small number of them, and we just go out there and do what we do.
Good. Well, I can remember. Here's some footage at the high school. Now, what was this?
This was the indoor Tennessee regional qualifier. You have to shoot X amount of qualifiers to compete in the state championship.
And so just how many people came to Tullahoma to participate in this event?
I'm thinking there was maybe around 200 kids at this event.
200 kids.
I'm not counting parents.
And that means parents, maybe grandparents, maybe aunts, uncles. I know I have a young cousin that is, or my wife's cousin that shoots rifles. He's a pretty good rifle, like some of these young kids. And shoot, man, they travel to go see those kids shoot.
Oh yeah.
And so think of the economic impact that this brings into this town.
Right.
200 and some odd kids, that's 400 parents.
Yeah,
that's 1,000 people coming to town.
This past year we had kids shooting upstairs in the high school gym and downstairs.
So we've been doing this for how long now?
I think this is the second year that Tullahoma's had it at their gym.
But I mean, as far as your involvement in archery and a club and working in this town, doing this.
I don't know. You got me there.
10 years or more at least.
We've been located here in Tullahoma since 2010, and
y'all started pretty soon after that.
Yeah, I don't really remember when the archery
probably
club started.
15 years at least.
It's been a while.
Yeah. So think of all the impact that's done on this town, and think of all the young children that have done something to help them be skill-wise, help them learn-wise, their body, the physical side of it, because they're just inside. Now you go in there and what's the tension on that bow?
It just ranges on the kids.
All right, but that's a lot of tension for a young person to pull back and hold steady to the point that they get that thing sighted in to where they can turn it loose. Now, it's got to have some physical success involved with these young people, their strength and their coordination.
Yeah, it's physical. It's highly mental also. It's a very mental game.
So, I can remember going out with Jerry and Josh one time. This has been at least 10 years or more, and setting up deer and boar and stuff out by Timms Ford Lake. And the kids, they set up a walk-in hunt for walk-in shoot for them, you know, which I thought, man, how outstanding is that for a kid to be able to, you want to be Robin Hood shooting, now you can go out in the forest and there's animals there that you can shoot and it doesn't even hurt anything.
Yeah, that's what we're involved in right now is the outdoor part of it.
Is it?
Yes.
Good.
The state championship is coming up next weekend, and then the national championship will be, a week or two after that maybe.
Now, where was the nationals held?
The indoor nationals were in Owensboro, Kentucky.
Well, that's not a bad travel.
No, it's not bad. It's a nice town. Got a good facility.
And so that's how many kids made that trip?
I think they had over 900 registered.
Wow. Yeah, I just think it's outstanding. See, when I was in high school or at that age, there was nothing.
And me neither.
There was nothing. Football, basketball, track, baseball, that's it. And now you've got this, and I know we also have a pretty good swimming group around in town and all that. So what do we want to do right now? Tell us who we had as statewide champions, finishers, qualifiers, or whatever you want to call them, and then national.
Oh, we had Raleigh, and all these kids aren't here today, but Raleigh Orr, he was the junior Eagle Penn state champion. Briley Harris was the junior Eagle Open. This is the smallest group of kids, or the youngest group of kids. She was a state and national champion. Cooper Terrell here, he was junior Eagle Open state and national champion. Kagan, Eagle Penn, that's the next age group is Eagle, state champ. Evelyn, second place state. Easton, state champion. Carter, third in the state. Madison Davis, she's not here, state champion. Hunter Harris, he was state and national champion. Brody Wilson, second place in the state. Ashley Scott, she was state and national champion. Isabella, third place in the state. And Jackson Paris, state champion.
Incredible, folks, and what we have here is a part of that, and we just want to make everybody aware that. How many kids do you have involved?
I don't know how many's on the 3D team off the top of my head, which is 3D is outdoors, but we had almost 50.
50. You got 50 people involved. It takes all 50 of those people, and everybody says, "Oh, that's an individual sport." There's really, it's really not, because they focus on helping one another. They're proud of each other, and every one of them, as far as I'm concerned, by attempting to do what you're doing, is a champion as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, you can win, and it's kind of like wrestling. You can win individual awards, but you have to have 5 kids in a specific class to win a team award.
Right.
And, 1 point may be the difference between getting it and not getting it.
Sure. Now, I want to ask, you won't be able to see this, but I want to look over here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7, 8, 9 parents over there. How many of y'all would put an apple on your head and let your kids shoot at you?
Woo! You're one of them.
Well, does a national championship bring you that kind of confidence? They're getting close, though, aren't they? All they're doing is smiling. You get a picture of them over there. Shoot right across there and say, "Look, there they are. That's those mamas and daddies, the proud mamas and daddies right over there. They sitting out in the studio watching these fine young people get credit for hard work and standing up and doing what they do. Now, what we want to do right now is we're going to start on this side and tell your name and where you placed and where you went and who your boyfriend's name is. Forget that. Don't worry.
I don't have one.
Okay, let's go.
I am Isabella Frame, and I place 3rd in state.
I am Evelyn Northcott, and I play 2nd in state and 6th in nationals.
I'm Carter Bartlow, and I placed 3rd in state.
I'm Brody Wilson, and I placed 2nd in state.
I'm Cooper Terrell, and I placed 1st in state.
I'm Kagan Master, and I placed 1st in state.
I'm Easton Terrell, and I placed 1st in state.
I'm Jackson Paris, and I placed 1st in state.
Something I didn't mention is all the kids at the state champion that won state championship. There was 9 of them. They also won Shooter of the Year in the state. So it was kind of like a double award.
Now, what is Shooter of the Year?
They have to compile points throughout the year.
Yeah,
so they took both. They took state champion and Shooter of the Year, all 9 of them.
You know, I just want to say how proud I am of all these young folks. And let's see, give the microphone to this guy right here.
This one?
Right here.
Oh.
What made you, let's see, that's Mr. Bartlow right there. What made you start doing this, son?
My dad.
Your dad?
He started shooting and started trying to hunt, and I got interested in it, and I saw the kids that was doing it, so I decided to join.
Good for you. Hand it to the young man next to you. What about you? Why'd you do this?
Well, I got pretty much the same reason he got. I got in from my pa, because whenever he started shooting, I was about 5, and I started to get interested into it, and then I realized they had a team, so, well, might as well join it.
Okay. What about that young lady on the end right there? Why?
I don't know. It was just one random day.
A good-looking boy in there? Is that what it was?
No.
No?
Actually, I didn't meet him until it started.
Yeah, good. There was a boy in there. You want to shoot him?
No. Yes. It was just a random day, and my dad brought it up.
Good. How about that young man right next to you?
My brother.
Your brothers?
You want to be like your brother? A little bit.
There you go.
Somebody.
All right. You know, we got, this one right here, we didn't get her. Get her.
She's the one that winks when she does good.
My brother had started, and he really liked it, so I tried and I got his bow, and then I ended up just being into it and wanted to keep going.
Hey, I want to ask you a question. Are you better than your brother?
Well, I wouldn't go there because we shoot in different ranges, so it really depends.
But you're not scared to take him on, are you?
No, sir.
Mamas, what more do you want than a girl that's got a bow and arrow who's not afraid of taking on her brother? That's training right there, folks. What about you, sweetheart?
I have always had an interest in archery, but it started more like as I got older.
Yeah.
So
figured
out
good.
There was a team.
You're growing into it, dear.
Yeah,
good for you.
Figured out there was a team and decided
all
to
right,
join.
let me have that back here. Let's run her back there. We got time to get these two up here. What got you started, young man?
Well, I had a family friend, and she shot for the team, and so they kind of brought it up, just pitching the idea, and so I took interest in it and went and checked it out, and here we are.
Do you feel like it's made you stronger?
I think so.
Mentally and physically?
I believe so. The archery is 90% mental. I mean, you've got to have the physical game, but it's all mental. You have to be mentally strong to be able to do it.
All right, thank you. And what about that young man over there?
Well, my daddy's always shot, and he shot deer, and what mostly brought me into it was the discipline and the confidence.
Discipline and confidence. Folks, if everybody in this world could get their kids to understand the importance of discipline and confidence, we'd have a better world today.
And I didn't mention this. Jackson now works for me.
Well, he's well spoken, so you made a good choice.
Yeah, I did.
Tracy, thank you,
Thank
buddy.
you, brother.
Look, feel the grip, man. I'll tell you what, I would hate to have to put up, but I ain't. You know, this whole group of people, it's amazing what we have in this town that people, you know, a lot of people really don't know how important it is what the folks like Tracy and his business and Jerry Harris and his sons and a whole lot of people who reach out and take these young folks. Discipline. How old are you?
I'm 11.
11 years old. And he understands the importance of discipline and confidence. What more do you want a young person to learn?
John.
Congratulations to every one of them. With that said, we'll be back.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For many senior citizens, life looks like this, but it doesn't have to. When you make your home at Parkview Senior Living, life after retirement takes on a whole new meaning. Daily exercise options, fun outings, happy hour, game nights, movies and popcorn, arts and crafts, enjoying friends over chef-prepared meals. Parkview Senior Living, where you're always home, but you're never home alone.
He's a little bit of you, he's a little bit of me. He's the trash along the roadside of Tennessee. He's the garbage that we find. He's the dream we left behind. Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash. A throwaway bottle or pop top can may not seem much to a traveling man, but a little bit of litter goes a long, long way. Rolling and growing, getting bigger every day. Tennessee trash messing up the highways. Tennessee trash clogging up the byways. Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash. Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash.
We have met the enemy, and he is us.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
I fell in love with Tennessee from the second that I saw it. From the beautiful rolling hills to the beautiful rivers and streams, the ecosystem and the wildlife are awesome here. But it needs constant care, and that means picking up litter and trash every single chance you get. It's totally polluting the ecosystem, totally polluting the natural resources, and it's a big hazard for our local wildlife. Please join NobodyTrashesTennessee.com and join me in keeping Tennessee beautiful and keeping this part of our great legacy.
Okay. You're on. Am I on? You're on. How great. Go ahead.
Just yesterday morning, they let me know you were gone. Suzanne, the plans they made put an end to you. I woke up this morning and I wrote down this song. Just can't remember who to send it to. too. And I've seen fire and I've seen rain. I've seen sunny days that I thought would never end. I've seen lonely times I could not find a friend. But I always thought that I'd see you again. Won't you look down upon me, Jesus? You gotta help me make a stand. Just got to see me through another day. My body's aching, my time is at hand. I can't make it any other way. 'Cause I've seen fire and I've seen rain. I've seen sunny days that I thought would never end. I've seen lonely times I could not find a friend. But I always thought that I'd see you again. Been walking my mind through an easy time, my back turned toward the sun. Lord knows when the cold wind blows, it'll turn your head around. 'Cause now is the time on the telephone line to talk about things to come. Sweet dreams and flying machines in pieces on the ground. 'Cause I've seen fire and I've seen rain. I've seen sunny days that I thought would never end. I've seen lonely times I could not find a friend. But I always thought that I'd see you again. Yeah, I always thought that I'd see you, baby, one more time again now.
That was great.
Oh, thank you,
Is that
baby.
James Taylor?
James Taylor, he's my hero.
The closest I ever got to James Taylor is I had dinner with his brother.
Oh, that's
It was with a bunch of people.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
pretty
it
close,
was
yeah.
exciting. I loved his music. I loved the
Yeah.
sound, and your voice is very close.
Oh, well,
I mean, you know, it was just instant that I thought, oh, James Taylor, there we go.
he's always been my hero.
This
Songwriting
is
hero.
Jim Sartain, and he was auditions for the country show, and I don't know why, because we know how good you are. But his big focus is songwriting, right?
Songwriting, yes, ma'am.
And I just wanted to ask you, when did you first write your first song?
My first song, I was about 14 years old.
That's awesome.
And I still sing that song today.
Do you
sometimes.
really?
I do, yeah.
Well, we
It's,
might have to hear it.
Okay, it's so.
And
yeah.
what motivated you to do it?
So
That's unusual at that age.
So I always wanted to play guitar. You know, Mom and Dad always had the country. You know, on Saturday evening, they used to have a lot of country shows on Saturday evening, Hee Haw and
Hee Haw,
Porter
oh,
Wagner
yeah.
and all that stuff. So I was glued
Minnie
to the
Pearl.
set. They were my heroes, you know, and I
Yeah.
wanted to sing and play guitar. And I kind of learned to play guitar watching Porter Wagner strum on his guitar.
Good
But
for you.
Anyway, but I realized, or I felt like I couldn't sound like the guys on the radio. You know, I was too embarrassed to sing, you know, a radio song because I didn't think my voice was up to
Right.
it. So I thought if I started writing my own songs, they couldn't judge me
By-
against
by
another
someone
singer.
else. That
so
was
that's
smart.
that's why I started writing songs.
That's
So, Yeah,
awesome.
so I was 14, I think.
Do you remember the name of it?
Oh, Mississippi Gambler.
Mississippi Gambler.
Yeah, like I said, I still play it. Yeah.
You just jumped right in there, didn't you?
I did, yeah. And it's got like some lines. It's kind of funny. I'm 14, but there's lines about drinking and women in there. Like I knew
Right.
anything about it at 14.
If you want to do a line or two of it,
Oh,
just
yeah, I can do a
lead
little
us
bit.
into it.
Okay, yeah, I'll do a little bit of that.
I love the idea of a 14-year-old
Okay.
writing a song.
I've been singing this a lot of years.
Good.
Mississippi River is my home. It's the only life I've ever known that was any good. Been around it since the day I was born. Never took to hoeing corn, so I left. I wouldn't go back now if I could. This showboat carries me to the places where I want to be. It's just a muddy waters rambler. I'll never settle down, 'cause I won't be hanging round. Such is the life of a Mississippi gambler.
Okay, that's great. That's great. I'm afraid we'll run out of time to get to hear your other songs that you've written, but that is awesome. That stayed right in your head all these years.
I've sung it for
kudos
quite a few
to a
years.
14-year-old having the insight, you know, being able to do that. I wanted you to play a couple of more songs, and either one that you have picked right now, as I won't decide for you like I just did.
Okay.
So what are you going to do?
I think I'll do a Jesus song. I do some country stuff, and I maybe some Americana is more what I would call myself these days. But I do some Christian music too, and back in the COVID era, I did a lot of Jesus songs. I did a lot of Jesus songs.
Well, we needed it, and still do.
So I'm gonna do a song I wrote. If I can get my guitar to cooperate with me.
It was my fault.
Let me do this way. It's called You Saw Me as Beautiful. In the darkness, I stumbled through. I came aware of all the evil I had done. I sought the shadows to hide from you. So ashamed of the creature I'd become, what I become. But you saw me as beautiful, you saw me as fine. You wrapped your arms around me, made the sacrifice. You reached down from heaven, you called out my name. 'Cause you saw me as beautiful, you saw me as beautiful. In your image, so I was made. Though I fell short of what you'd planned for me, with forgiveness and endless grace, you walked the earth to let them hang you on that tree, just to cover me. You saw me as beautiful, you saw me as fine. You wrapped your love around me, made the sacrifice. You reached down from heaven, you called out my name. 'Cause you saw me as beautiful, you saw me as beautiful. Jesus, you are fine. We raise our hands up to you, praise your sacrifice. We reach up to heaven, we call out your name, 'cause we see you as beautiful. Jesus, you are beautiful. We reach up to heaven, we call out your name, 'cause we see you as beautiful. Jesus, you are beautiful.
That was great. That was really nice. We need more of that, honestly. All right, we don't have much time. Do you want to give us one more song? What would it be?
I'll do. Let me do a song that I wrote for my nephew. I lost a nephew last year.
Oh.
And
You lost your nephew.
I lost a nephew.
Really sad.
But he knew Jesus.
And what better way to honor him than write a song for him?
Last time I visited him in the hospital, and he said, "Jim, when you come back, bring your guitar." But I didn't get to come back.
Oh, man.
He passed away, and I wrote him the song the next day. And I call it home because he's in home now. So. John was just a young man. Word got out that he was all but gone. They met me at the front door, took me in and led me to his room, where family surrounded him. Wasn't one dry eye, but he looked all around them, begged them not to cry, 'cause I'm going home. Jesus made a promise at the cross. I'm going home. Heaven's gain will soon be Satan's loss. Don't cry for me, I'm going home. I still think about him, swear sometimes at night I hear his call. No, life ain't the same without him, but I take comfort knowing where he's gone. Their family surrounds him, there ain't one dry eye, but he looks all around them, then they hear him sigh. Now I'm home. Jesus kept the promise of the cross. Now I'm home. Heaven's gain is finally Satan's loss. Just look at me, 'cause now I'm home. John was just a young man. Word got out that he had finally gone. But don't cry for him, 'cause now he's home.
Well, that was a beautiful tribute, a great memory for
Thank you for letting me do
the
that.
family. I don't know how you got through it, honestly.
I always choke up a little bit in there.
I
so.
know. Well, Jim, I wish we had time for more. I just want you to know how grateful I am that you live in this world and you write these beautiful songs that obviously come from your heart. I think a lot of them are based on family and life. And do you have a favorite topic yourself that you?
Yeah, I love family and history and old times, and
Yeah.
we talked about that earlier, how I
Right.
like history and all that. And I like a simpler time, and so.
Well, I hope you'll keep writing it down, and I want to have you back. So promise me
to.
you'll come back.
I'd love to, yeah.
We got to go. They're running us off.
All right.
Jim
Thanks again, Peggy.
Sartain, folks.
The Bookshelf in Tullahoma is the fundraising arm of the Coffee County Literacy Council. Since 1988, the Literacy Council's goal and purpose has been to support and promote adult basic education in Coffee County. We enable individuals to complete their high school equivalency exam, which helps them get better jobs or continue into higher education. The Bookshelf at 114 Southwest Atlantic Street in Tullahoma is where we sell used books which are donated to us by the community. Come see us, bring your books to donate, and join us as you find every genre of books that you can imagine.
I had a knee replacement, so they've got me in life care, which I'm very, very thankful for. I couldn't garden, I couldn't do my flower beds, I can't chase my little dogs. I have been in several therapy sessions for knees and back, and that's the best therapist I believe I've ever been to. It's tremendous because I'm able to walk again, but if it wasn't for the care, I wouldn't be where I am.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
Parkview Senior Living, active, independent senior living at its finest.
Do you love sports? Then you should know about STEM. Because maximizing nutrition, analyzing peak muscle performance, calculating the perfect shot, and more are all made possible by science, technology, engineering, and math. In fact, there are more careers than ever in sports science. So if you have a passion for sports, then think about getting involved in STEM and improve everyone's game on and off the field. Get inspired at SheCanSTEM.com.
You know, folks, I've been fortunate for many, many years in Tullahoma. We've been on television for 32 years, having different folks from all over town, all types of folks. We have city people, we have county people, we have nonprofits, we support groups, all these folks, these young kids that were in here a minute ago. And in doing that, it's allowed me to meet many wonderful people that I never would have known if I couldn't have gotten them in front of this television camera. And one of those people is back with me today, and I am so proud to have Paul Blackwell back in the set with us. Paul was our police chief for quite some time and did police pointers with us. And we did. And did, I think you were interim city administrator for a moment or two. In this town, it's hard to say what goes on. But I've missed you being on because we always had good conversation, and there were a lot of good things came out of what we presented to the folks out there. And you're here today representing
the Marine Corps League.
Okay.
It was great serving the citizens of Tullahoma, and since retirement, I continue to serve.
Of course.
Now it's in organizations that you don't draw a paycheck from or anything.
Right.
But you
right.
serve because of your desire to serve other people
and give back. You know, we're sitting here. I don't know how old you are. I'm sitting here at 75 years old, very proud to be still sitting here and have some viability to help people get things done. And we can't quit doing that kind of stuff. You serve the people who treated you well.
That's correct. And it's good to be back with you. It's been a while.
Oh, it has, yeah.
But I've always enjoyed the time we spent together and the interactions we have when we're out in the community between you and your wife. And I see Fran quite often at different events.
Road warrior, what I call her. She's my road warrior.
Yes. But what I wanted to do was come and talk a little bit about the Marine Corps League. Not a lot of people are familiar with it.
Not at all.
Not at all. And We are part of a national organization that is called the Marine Corps League, and it's actually the oldest congressionally recognized veterans organization in the United States.
Wow.
So when you think about your VFW, your Legions, your DAVs and all that, the Marine Corps League was in place prior to that. And what we are Marines, because you're never an ex-Marine, you're never a former Marine.
I got taught that early on.
So we are Marines that are still serving, just no longer in uniform.
Right.
And there's detachments all over the state of Tennessee, and then there's departments all over the United States.
Right.
But what we do locally is serve our local community of Marines and their families and our communities, and we do that through, we're a nonprofit, and our two biggest contributions to the community yearly are Christmas for Kids, where we purchase gifts and things for those families and children in need, and also our community scholarships. We give out upwards to 5 scholarships a year to our high school students. One of our scholarships is here at the Tullahoma High School to the Marine Corps Junior ROTC, and that's called the David Griffith Scholarship.
Yes.
David was with us many, many years ago, a member of our organization, and he passed on, and part of his estate planning was to leave some money for the Marine Corps League to establish a scholarship, and that goes directly to our cadets at the high school. And then we have what we call our community scholarships that go to one student in Coffee, Franklin, Bedford, and Moore County each year.
Wow, that's
not
a
a lot
big
of money,
reach.
but
But that's a big reach.
It's a big reach, and so those are our major things. And then we have the smaller events similar to South Jackson Goes Country. We provide an honor guard to bring the flags in.
Very gratefully, you provide that,
right?
With many thanks.
Yes. So and throughout the year, we may get called to do funeral details or something else along that lines to honor a veteran, not just a Marine, but maybe any veteran.
Right.
So we are a group of Marines that are still serving in some fashion, and we're locally. Most of our membership comes from those 4 counties I just mentioned.
And we go to all of those counties.
Yes, we do.
With our TV program.
Yes, and so the goal is to reach out today and say, hey, if you're a Marine, we'd like you to join us. We still serve, just a little different fashion. We've all got a little bit older, got a little bit grayer, got a little bit heavier.
A bit slower.
Well, yeah, a little bit slower, but again, we're Marines. We think we're still 18. But,
of course we do.
Life kind of tells us.
There's a hole in my mirror.
Yeah, no, you're not. And we meet every month on the 3rd Tuesday at 6
where do you
o'clock
meet?
Over at the American Legion, over on Atlantic Street.
Okay, good. I didn't realize y'all were meeting in there. That was going to be my next question.
The Legion was very gracious in allowing us to use the facility.
Good.
And
wonderful.
We meet there at 6 o'clock. Not a long meeting. Usually try to keep it about an hour, but we talk about the things that an organization needs to do.
How many members do you have, Paul?
On the books, we have probably close to about 40, but we're like any organization. You may have quite a few on the books, but how many show up to your meeting is a different story.
People don't mind being involved. People just don't like being really involved.
Really, and
yeah, I'll be a member of that. But.
Yeah, when I look at some of the organizations I'm involved in, it's like, yeah, you've got to be involved. And with the Marine Corps League, I've been in it many years, a couple years after this local detachment was created. But for many years, I didn't do anything. I was just on the books.
Yeah.
And then I made a conscious decision to get involved. And once that did, you realize that our organization won't be effective unless we get people involved. And like many veterans organizations, membership is made up of usually older members. And so we're trying to reach out to some of our younger Marines and encourage them to come join us, be a part of us, enjoy the fellowship, enjoy still serving, And we know a lot of our young Marines are maybe now just getting out of the service, starting families, starting jobs, and they don't really know if they want to take something else on. But we encourage you to give us a try. You may find that once a month for an hour is not too terribly bad. And when we have our activities, fundraisers, we go to Bell Buckle in October, and we have a tent. We cook hamburgers, hot dogs.
Oh, I bet that's
and
fun.
That's fun.
That's a fun.
It's fun. It's
fun
work,
town,
but it's fun. And we meet a lot of Marines coming through, and we try to give them literature to encourage them to join.
Well, that's what we found, Paul, is that when I joined the National Guard, one of the first things we did when we were eligible to was join the American Legion.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of our young vets, after NOM was over and stuff, a lot of those cats didn't buy into it very much, and there was a sort of a down look on the military right along in that time anyway. And so the young people have just sort of, and not just military groups, but all of our community service groups. Young people just don't seem to buy into it like we did when we were young people.
And I get it. They're
So much
starting
to do.
families and new jobs and everything. And in fact, what you're talking about, hopefully on another opportunity to come visit with you, I'll talk about the honor flight.
Oh yeah, please do.
I talked to a couple of weeks ago, and Fran said, "Gosh, you got to let John know about this and everything." And so we'll save that for another day. But today,
Sure.
The Marine Corps League, we'd love to have our Marines join us.
Okay.
The community supports us in various ways. Of course, like the Legion letting us use their facility. In September, we'll be going to Manchester, and several of the members will be walking in the Out of Darkness, which is suicide prevention.
Right.
And we do several other things in the community to support causes of other organizations. If we can help them financially, we try to help financially. But sometimes they just need manpower.
But how does somebody like right now, if somebody going, man, I want to get in touch with these people. I want to get in touch with Paul. I've got some money I'd like to let this group deal with. How's somebody going to find you?
I would encourage them to come to the meeting on the third Tuesday of each month at 6 o'clock at the Legion. We have a Facebook page.
Okay.
And so that's, if you need to reach out, Facebook, of course, nowadays has become the go-to.
It's the newspaper, radio, TV,
websites have kind of become kind of old school, and now everybody uses social media. But those would be the easiest ways. I'm on Facebook, so I can be found as well. But we encourage people because when we join the service, as you know, it's a lifetime commitment to this country.
Sure it is.
And we have been called before to help Marines that have broken down, families that have broken down, families who maybe a Marine's at boot camp and his spouse may be here and having trouble with utility bills. We step up. We help them.
Yeah.
We're here for Marines, but we're also here for our community.
For the community as well.
So we would encourage anybody to come visit with us and see if it's right for you. If it's not, we understand.
Get involved in something.
We still could use your support.
Yeah, you hear people say, "Oh, I just can't find anything to do." Well, you're not looking in this town. If you want something to do and you can't find something here, you ain't looking.
That's exactly right.
Because it's staring us in the face every day.
And
Paul
hopefully
Blackwell.
we can talk about honor flight.
Thank you.
On
Oh
one
yeah,
of our
please
other
do
visits.
come back. And what I will talk about when we leave here is getting you a slide up on our digital roll.
Okay.
Because the Legion has a couple slides about coffees and stuff like that over there. So we can get that out to 7 counties.
Okay.
So it'll just run.
We appreciate that.
And for you, that of course that'd be no cost at all.
Yeah, and when we were talking in our meetings about how do we get the word out, and a couple of us said, well, Channel 6 is.
They still watch.
They still watch, sure.
Sure they do.
Like I say, I'm going back to what we did years ago.
Yeah.
There'd be people that would contact you on the street.
Yeah, that's right. I saw you on TV.
That's right.
I saw what you did to Fuller. I saw this and that.
That's exactly right.
And the people who watch are mostly above 40.
Yeah.
With a job, with a car,
Mm-hmm.
and access to money to spend or give.
Yeah.
So, you know, because they've finally woken up to what life in a middle-aged small town is supposed to be like, and it might not be what they want. So all of a sudden they say, well, maybe I can help.
Give back.
Give back.
Yeah, give back. And the Marine Corps League would love to talk to you and be with you. Of course, the requirements, you got to be a Marine.
Yeah.
But we do have Navy corpsmen as well.
Okay. Yeah. Y'all sneak some side guys in.
Yeah, we always need
I know
somebody.
I know how anybody that needs money in their organization is sneak a few side guys.
Yeah.
Hey, we got to go. Paul,
Hey,
thanks, buddy. Look
thanks for
forward to
having me.
you coming back.
It was
Yes, sir.
great to
we'll
be
be
back.
right back after this.
Smoking tobacco accounts for 3 of every 10 fire deaths in the United States.
Tullahoma Fire Department. Need you en route to a structure fire, 202 Main Street. Heavy smoke showing. Neighbors advise child trapped inside.
Lighters, matches, and associated smoking paraphernalia are the leading cause of preschooler fire deaths. We as firefighters know that most structure fires can be prevented.
I've got one.
Command, this is primary search. We have a victim. Need EMS to meet us at the front door.
Please help us to give you a fighting chance. This can be prevented. Contact the Tullahoma Fire Department for a free home safety inspection.
And ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and last night we had a call meeting of the city board and aldermen because it's budget time of the year, and we're going to bring you, if you didn't happen to see that, of course it replays on our network, but we have Ray Noes, our mayor, hitting the hot spots and the high points of our budget proposal.
Tonight is a budget hearing, and one thing that's customary that goes with the budget hearings is a budget address from the mayor. And with that, the budget address from the mayor has been on the agenda. I've been on the calendar now for since we published the calendar. So if you would, we'll jump right in. First, I wanted to start by expressing my heartfelt gratitude to the citizens of Tullahoma for entrusting me with the privilege of serving as your mayor for the past 4 years. It's been an honor to represent the city that I've proudly called home for 58 years. So we start with building on our strengths. As I've said before and will continue to say, that Tullahoma stands as a vibrant hub, a city in motion, a place of opportunity. We're not just a dot on the map. We're a destination fueled by our natural assets, a culture of innovation, particularly in aviation and testing technologies and medical services. Our city boasts an inviting atmosphere with walkable neighborhoods, outstanding educational institutions, affordable housing, and a small-town lifestyle. The past year, we've seen Tullahoma continue to foster a robust business climate and cultivate a skilled workforce. Situated amidst 3 major metropolitan areas, 3 recreational lakes, and key distilleries and aviation industries, our city is strategically positioned for prosperity. So upcoming budget priorities. Looking ahead, we're excited to share some exciting news about the progress and the improvements made around Tullahoma. Thanks to our federal grant funds, we've been able to make significant investments in public safety, infrastructure, and community amenities. Here's a glimpse of what we've accomplished and what's in store for the coming year. Tourism and economic vitality. The steady growth in sales tax revenues, they're up 6% over the past year and projected to be increased by another 3% in the coming year. This reflects our city's status as a strong retail hub. These revenues, comprising over 1/3 of the city's income, they fortify our city's fiscal stability and allow us to maintain our property tax rate. Tourism continues to grow as an important piece of Tullahoma's economic foundation. It's drawing visitors to destinations such as Jack Daniel, George Dickel, and Old Shed Brewing, as well as the Beechcraft Heritage Museum in Short Springs and Machine Falls Natural Area. In addition to having a thriving retail hub and a magnet for tourists, Tullahoma boasts a vibrant community that enriches the fabric of our city. From galleries showcasing local talent to South Jackson Performing Arts, hosting captivating performances, there's always something creative happening in Tullahoma. The arts in Tullahoma not only entertain, but also inspire, reflecting the diversity and vitality of our city. So as we continue to grow and evolve, the arts remain an integral part of what makes Tullahoma such a vibrant and dynamic place to live and visit. A pivotal role of the Arnold Engineering Development Complex, AEDC, in our region cannot be overstated. As the mission of AEDC expands to spearhead hypersonic flight research, Tullahoma must likewise expand its infrastructure to accommodate the influx of highly skilled young professionals requiring affordable housing and child care services. Our city's recognition as a great American defense community underscores our unwavering support for AEDC and its mission. There's some public safety enhancements. In Tullahoma, we're immensely proud of our exceptional first responders who work tirelessly to keep our community safe. Our police and fire department are comprised of dedicated men and women who go above and beyond the call of duty every single day. Thanks to the federal grant support this past year, our first responders have received crucial equipment upgrades, ensuring that they are equipped with the latest tools and technology to effectively handle any situation that may arise. These enhancements enable our first responders to respond swiftly and efficiently to emergencies, safeguarding both lives and prosperity. The recent addition of a new aerial fire truck at Station 2 exemplifies our commitment to continuously enhancing our firefighting capabilities. The cutting-edge equipment not only enhances our ability to combat fires, but provides an added layer of safety for our firefighters as they bravely protect our community. In Tullahoma, we deeply value the dedication and the sacrifice of our first responders. Their commitment to serving and protecting our community is truly commendable, and we take immense pride in their professionalism, bravery, and dedication to public safety. So as we continue to invest in their training and resources, we stand united in our gratitude and support for those who keep Tullahoma safe and secure every day. Our infrastructure upgrades. Our Public Works Department is comprised of individuals dedicated to enhancing our community's quality of life, and we are aware of the significant infrastructure investments alongside tackling pressing challenges like stormwater and drainage issues. They will continue to prioritize initiatives that pave the way for a safer, more prosperous Tullahoma. They exemplify the vital role that infrastructure plays in fostering progress and prosperity. This commitment extends to our road improvements. With the board investing $1.5 million in FY25 alone, the projects like upgrading William Northern Boulevard and collaborating with the Tennessee Department of Transportation on Ledford Mill Road demonstrates our proactive approach to enhancing both local and regional infrastructure, ensuring a seamless, efficient, and prosperous future for all. Our airport stands as a linchpin of our city's infrastructure while witnessing a continuous uptick in fuel sales every year. According to the Tennessee Department of Transportation, the airport's economic impact in our area exceeds $20 million each year. The ongoing development of the 100-acre airport business park holds promise for attracting new aviation-related businesses and bolstering our economic landscape. The completion of new sidewalks, particularly those around Robert E. Lee School along Old Oak Road and Kings Lane, underscore our commitment to pedestrian safety and community connectivity. We're also in the process of adding sidewalks for connectivity on a portion of Cedar Lane. The successful implementation of the new traffic signals on Jackson Street at Lauderdale, West Lincoln, and Grundy Street has alleviated congestion and improved traffic flow along North Jackson, enhancing the overall mobility within our city. With respect to community development, in an exciting development for Tullahoma, the city has secured a significant grant totaling $750,000 aimed at housing rehabilitation. This grant underscores our steadfast dedication to fostering affordable housing initiatives within our community. With these funds, we're positioned to make meaningful strides in addressing housing needs, ensuring that all residents have access to safe and sustainable housing options. And we're committed to leveraging this grant to enhance the quality of life for individuals and families across Tullahoma. As far as community amenities go, the transformation of Tullahoma's Johnson Lane soccer complex is officially underway, marking the commencement of construction of a state-of-the-art pavilion and modern restroom facilities. This project represents a significant improvement in our community's recreational infrastructure, promising enhanced amenities for residents and visitors alike. As we envision a more vibrant Tullahoma, these new facilities would serve as gathering spaces for families, athletes, and community members to come together. From soccer tournaments to family picnics, these amenities will enrich the fabric of our city, providing accessible and inviting spaces for recreation and enjoyment. As we reflect on the past year, we're filled with pride for the dedication and hard work demonstrated by our exceptional team of employees. Their commitment has continued to move Tullahoma forward, driving progress and positive change throughout our community. Looking ahead, we remain committed in our mission to provide unparalleled services and support to all who call Tullahoma home. Guided by our core values and fueled by a spirit of innovation, we're positioned to continue shaping a thriving community for generations to come. So in closing, I want to express my deep appreciation for the privilege of serving on this board for the past 9 years. It's been a fulfilling journey, one of which I am profoundly grateful. As I reflect on my time in office, I'm humbled by the unwavering support and dedication of the citizens of Tullahoma. Together, we have achieved remarkable progress and weathered challenges, Together, we have achieved remarkable progress and weathered challenges with resilience and unity.